Hi students, in this video we will learn network management systems. We can say that the functions performed by a network management system can be divided into 5 broad categories. One is configuration management, second fault management, third performance management, fourth security management, and fifth accounting management. Let us study each of these subcategories in detail. So the entire network management system is categorized into 5 major subclassification, and uh, let us think about each of these separately. Then what is a configuration management? So configuration management is related to the status of each entity and its relationship to other entities at any time, and it can be divided into two subsystems, that is reconfiguration and documentation. Reconfiguration can be a daily occurrence in a large network. That is, whenever the network management want to add new devices or remove devices, or they want to change the topology of the network or any kind of modifications, they need to reconfigure the network. So this is one daily activity. Then three types of reconfiguration. One is hardware reconfiguration, another is software reconfiguration, and another is user reconfiguration. Hardware reconfiguration means it is changing the uh, configuration of hardware devices like desktop, routers, or its location, etc. The software reconfiguration means if a new software may be installed in the server and OS need some sort of modifications. All these kind of modifications are known as software reconfiguration. Then user reconfiguration means adding or deleting new users and setting permissions and privileges to each users, and group management, membership management, etc. The next sub-activity of the configuration management is documentation. Original network configuration and subsequent changes must be recorded meticulously. Whenever a new configuration is made in hardware, software, or user management, then all those kind of reconfigurations as well as the initial configuration from where the changes has been made, all this must be recorded. Uh, there are two different types of documentation. One is hardware documentation, another is software documentation. Three different types of documentation: hardware documentation, software documentation, and user account documentation. Hardware documentation means it may be of two types. One is map, another is specification. That is general map which shows the logical relationship between subnetworks and its entities. This must be documented. That is, wherever you go, wherever you watch a network there, the duty, one of the main duty of the network administrator is to project the map or display the map of their network configuration. And from this mapping, outsiders can identify how the network is created, which is the position of the router, how many routers are there, which is a firewall, where the firewall is located, how many devices are there, which is the topology they are connected, and all these kind of informations are visible from the map. Another is specifications. That is, specification for each device in the network has to be kept as a document. That is, what is the bandwidth of each device, and which is the manufacturer of each device, which is the warranty deadline for each device, and all these kind of informations and their specifications must also be recorded. Then software documentation includes the information like the software type and its version, and the time of installation and the license agreement. All these must be documented. User account documentation means most of the operating system have utilities to keep user accounts. Though it is available as a part of the operating system, the network manager should take care of it, and he should take care the updation of all this user account management. Next type of activity happening in the network management is the fault management. It is also main activity of the network administrator. The proper operation of the network depends upon the proper uh, component and how individually they are related to each other. And the fault management mainly include detection of the fault, and once a fault is detected, and it should be isolated, and it should be corrected, and the status of the fault must be recorded. Next is the performance management, and it is closely related to fault management. The performance of the network can be monitored. The following factors are monitored using various tools. They are capacity of the network or the devices, and the traffic, and the throughput, and the response time. These are the factors which will affect the performance of the entire network. The other two management areas are security management and accounting management. For security management, it is responsible for controlling the access to the network. This is partially related with the user account management, and it is based on the predefined policy. Setting and configuring the firewall is one main activity of the security management. Then accounting management, this is also closely related with the security management, and the users account to the network resources, who can access which of the resources, and it prevents the users from monopolizing the limited resources. That is, if some wing or some set of users are allowed to monopolize some limited set of resources, that should be prevented. And the network managers can set a long term and short term planning based on the network use and demand. So for this kind of network management, SNMP is a framework for managing all these devices and their performance, etc. in the TCP/IP protocol suite. So we shall see what is an SNMP, and which are the sub parts of the SNMP, Simple Network Management Protocol, and what is their architecture. Here, SNMP, Simple Network Management Protocol, it uses the concept of manager and agent. So SNMP is a protocol working in the application layer for network management, and there are some agents, and there are some managers. So agents are managed by the manager. So it is an application level protocol in which few manager stations control the set of agents. So agent 1, agent 2, agent 3, and all these managers are managed by the application layer program, and this is the program SNMP. It is working in one among the host device in the network, and this can monitor the devices from different manufacturers and are installed on different physical networks, and it can work on heterogeneous internet. Then management station is called manager. There the SNMP client program is working, And a managed station is an agent or a router or a host device that has to be managed, and there the SNMP server program is running. This management is achieved through the simple interaction between the manager and the agent. Here we can see the managers. They are managing the other agents in the network. So all these agents are managed by the managers in the network, and agents will have some variables, and these variables are monitored by the manager so that it can analyze the performance and monitor the activities performed by the agent. And multiple agents will be managed by a single manager. So this is a client server application. And for a manager, there will be two subcomponents, SMI and MIB. SNMP works on different format packets exchanged between the manager and the agent, and it reads and changes the status values of the objects in the SNMP packets. There are some variables that are kept at the agent side. These variables are read by the manager, and these values reflect the activities performed in the agents, and the communication between the manager and the agent is through SNMP packets. So SNMP is having two different submodules. One is SMI, another is MIB. SMI and MIB, these are the submodules of SNMP. And the activities of SMI submodule is to define the general rules for naming the objects, how to define the objects, and showing how to encode the objects and its value. And the MIB component is a hierarchical virtual database of network objects describing a device being monitored by the network management system. MIB database is a structure which describes the managed objects, which are the objects managed by uh, a particular manager, or the agents which are managed by a particular management, and it is a data structure which is listing these kind of information.